Okay, last class we will start explaining user-defined exceptions. Now today we will discussing file handling concept. File handling. Before we are going to discussing file handling, first we need to understanding why we are going to file handling concept. So generally the programming languages are generally the programming languages are suitable for processing the data. Processing the data. The programming languages are not suitable for storing the data, because the programming languages programs memory will be allocated in RAM. RAM means random access memory. RAM is a volatile memory. That means once program execution is over, or turn off our computer or power off, then automatically to erase the data from RAM internally. Next one, if we are not store the data, if we are not store the data permanently, it is not possible to use the data in future. If we want to store the data permanently in a non-volatile memory, if we want to store the data permanently in a non-volatile memory like hard disk, for future purpose by using following concepts: files, databases, HDFS. Files, databases, HDFS concept. Now we will discussing what is file.
Sir, one scroll starting, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Chal, sir.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Now what is a file? File is a named location on the disk. A file is a named location on the disk, comma, which is used to store the data permanently in a non-volatile memory like a hard disk, for future use or future purpose. A file is a named location on the disk which is used to store the data permanently in a non-volatile memory like hard disk for future use or future purpose. A file is a named location on the disk which is used to store the data permanently in a non-volatile memory like a hard disk for future use or future purpose. The different file formats are like as a .txt extensions, .csv, .json, .xml, .xlsx, .docs. These are the different file formats. Okay, if you want to performing the operation on the file, first we need to open a file. Before perform the operation, on the files, first we need to open a file. We can open a file calling open function of built-in module. We can open a file by calling open function of built-in module. Next one, at the time of opening a file, first we need to specify the mode of that file. At the time of opening a file, first we need to specify the mode of that file. opening a file in read mode. It's by default evaluate. Opening a file in write mode, comma, if a file already existed, then automatically to delete the already existed data and to write the new data into that file. Otherwise means file does not existed. Otherwise, to create a new file, to write the data into that file. Please try to understanding this statement. Opening a file in write mode. If a file already existed, then automatically to delete the already existed file data and to write the new data into that file. Otherwise, that means file does not existed. Simply to create a new file and to write the data into that file. Next one, append mode. Opening a file in append mode. If file already existed, the data will be added at the end of the previous data in that file. Otherwise, to create a new file, to write the data into that file. Are you clear?
Sir.
Next one, X mode. That means opening a file in exclusive creation mode. If a file already existed, the operation become fail. Otherwise, to create a new file, and to write the data into that file. This is the exclusive creation mode. opening a file in text mode. Text mode. It is by default. It is by default. Opening a file. Opening a file in bytes mode. In bytes mode. Plus operation to apply the multiple modes at a time. That means, for suppose I want to open the file W and byte mode, simply we are using plus B. In olden days, the latest version we are using simply WB. Okay, next one. These are the modes. The open function to return the file object. The file object provides some methods to perform the operation on the files. Method and description. Read method to read the entire data from the file. Read of n to read the n characters from the file. To read the n characters from the file. Read line. Read the line from the file. By default, it will read first line. Next one, read lines. To read all the lines from the file. Next one, write of S. S stands for string. To write the data into the file. Write lines. To write the multiple lines into the file. Next one, seek method to change the file pointer position. Tell method to return the current file pointer position. Next method, close method. Close the file. Now understanding these methods. Read method, read of n, read line, read of lines, read lines method, write lines, seek, tell, and close. Are you clear up to now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The next one, after performing the operation on the files, after performing the operation on the files, next we need to close the file. Next we need to close the file. We can close the file by calling close method of file object. Next one, order of the file handling. Order of the file handling. Step number 1, opening a file. Opening a file. Opening a file. Okay, how to open the file? Simply by calling open function, file name, and the mode. Both are string objects. Both are string objects. The open function to give the output as one object. That object we are calling as a file object. That is the syntax. Example, for suppose f1 equal to open of, simply same location I am taking. .txt is a file extension. We cannot specifying any mode. By default read under text mode. F2, for suppose I am opening another file, sample.txt w, write mode under text mode, write under text mode. It is a by default. Open file is available in the different location, //shiva//sample.txt. In that situation, that file extension we can provide it. Append mode. Append text mode. Another option, / is enough. This is a forward. Shiva sample.txt, an exclusive creation mode. Exclusive on the text mode. So these 4 formats we are using any one. Okay, this is the step number 1. Next step number 2, to perform the operation on the files. Perform the operation on the files. Operation on the files. Simply f1 dot I want to read the data. Syntax file object dot method name f1 dot read. I want to write the data f2 dot write something. S stands for string. String. We're passing any one string. That is a step number 2. Next step number 3. Finally, to close the file. Close the file. File object dot close method. Close method. I want to close the first file f1 dot close. Suppose I want to close the second file object f2 dot close. Okay. Step number 1, opening a file. Step number 2, to perform the operation on the file. Step number 3, close the file. Only these 3 operations. Opening a file, perform the operation on the file, close the file. Okay, initially I am working with text files. Later we will discussing how to working with JSON files and CSV files. Write a program to read the data from file. To read the data from file. I am creating a one file. This is my file. I am saving that file into current working directory. My file name is sample.txt file. My program is okay. Now I'm taking as a file object f1. Open function. File name is sample.txt. Next one, I want to read the data. File object providing one method. That method name is called read method. That result I want to print it. After that one, I want to close the method. Close the method. File object. Okay, opening the file, performing the operation, and close the file. Only 3 steps. Don't comparing other language file handling concept. In Python, we can handle the file handling in Python is very, very easy. Only these 3 steps. Now we can reading the data from that file. This is our input file. Observing very clearly. If you interest, we can store that result into one variable. After that one, I am printing X. Next one, I want to print file name f1 dot name attribute we are using. I want to check whether which mode we are opening that file, f1 dot mode. Before closing the file, I want to check file is closing or not. After closing, print f1 dot closed. If you interest, I am providing one user friendly message before closed. And after closed. Before close and after close. Okay, data, file name, sample.txt, read mode, before close, false, and after close, true. All of you clear this example? Next, another example. Write a program to write the data into the file by using W mode, comma, if file already existed. If a file already existed. Okay, in a W mode, file already existed. What will be happen? The old data will be deleted and a new data will be writing. Observing very clearly, I am opening a file in W mode. That means write mode. I want to write the data into that file. The file object providing one method, that method name is called write method. The write method takes the string format, Hi Shiva, morning, how are you? Okay, before executing this program, I am open the sample.txt file where it is available in Python 3.10. This is my sample. My file contain hello Shiva. Now I am trying to executing this program. This program is successfully executed. Open again sample.txt. The old data will be deleted and a new data will be writing into that file. The new data will be writing into that file. After executing this program, internally what will be happen? In that particular file, old data will be deleted. Old data is deleted and new data will be writing into that file. Okay. Another example. Write a program to write the data into the file by using write mode if file does not existed. If file does not existed, now what will be happen? Then automatically to create a one new file. To create a one new file, that file to write this data. Now, this is my program. Now I'm trying to execute in this program. Then automatically to create a new file, the file name is called sample1.txt. In that sample1.txt file to write the data. To write the data. Another example, write a program to write the data into the file by using X mode. That means append mode, comma, if file already existed. If a file already existed. Okay, in append mode, if a file already existed, what will be happen? The data will be added at the end of the previous data in that particular file. Sample one, I am open the append mode. Okay, in append mode, if a file already existed, what will be happen? The data will be added at the end of the previous data in that particular file. In that previous particular file, what is the data? Hi Shiva, good morning. Whenever we are executing this program, now the new data will be appended. The new data will be appended at the end of the previous data. At the end of the previous data. Now observing very clearly. I am open the sample one. Now the data, new data will be added at the end of the previous data in that particular file. Another example, Are you clear? Append mode. Write a program to write the data into the file by using append mode if file does not existed. Does not exist. Now what will be happen? Then automatically to create a new file and write the data into that file. Now that file is not available. Automatically to create a new file and writing the data and write the data. Now observing very clearly, file name is sample2.txt. In that file, it will be added. Now observing very clearly, here sample2.txt file is created. Write a program to write the data into the file, to write the data into the file by using exclusive creation mode, comma, if a file already existed. Write a program to write the data into the file by using X mode, that means exclusive creation mode, if a file already existed. If a file already existed. Okay, in exclusive creation mode, if a file already existed, what will be happen? The operation become fail. The operation become fail. That's why here we will get the output file exist error. File existed error. Next one. Write a program to write the data into the file. Write a program to write the data into the file by using X mode if a file does not existed. File does not existed. Write a program to write the data into the file by using X mode if a file does not existed. If a file does not existed. Are you clear? Now observing very clearly. Sample 3. Now that file is not available, then automatically to create a new file and write the data. Now observing very clearly. Sample 3. Now to write the data. .txt file. This is the data. Next, another example. Different locations. Till now, we will discussing current working directory. Now, I am discussing the different locations. Write a program. Write the data into the file in W mode. Write a program to write the data into the file in W mode, comma, if a file does not existed. Write a program to write the data into the file by using file does not existed. Now observing very clearly. Now here I am taken as a C colon or suppose users or suppose public I am taken as a desktop. File name is sample.txt goodbye message or welcome. This message I want to return. Now observing very clearly, I am trying to executing. Now permission is denied. C users public desktop. This is a local disk C. Some permissions are available. That's why, for suppose I am changing my location. For suppose users, in that situation also will get the error message. For suppose Java project folder. Now it is created. Now observing very clearly. Go to C drive. Java project folder. Here sample text file is created. Now welcome message is created. Writing. This is our location. Another example. Write a program to read the data from the file. Write a program to read the data from the file. Now this is our input file. If you interest, we are using single forward slash is enough. We are using double backward slashes or single forward slash. Write, not write. Which one? Read method we are calling. After that one, that result I want to print it. Welcome message we are getting. Or suppose I am using double forward slashes. Okay, we can read the data. Next one, single backward slash I am using. W mode and the F1 dot write off. F1 dot write off. One message I am written. Okay, it is working. Sometimes we are getting the Unicode error messages. Unicode error messages. In that situation, compulsory we are using double backward slashes. Okay. Okay, at the time of working with files, sometimes we are getting Unicode error messages. At that time, we are using double backward slashes. Next one, working with keyword. It is a keyword in Python. At the time of opening a file, by using with keyword, in that case, don't require close the file manually. That means to allocate the resource by using with the keyword, don't require to release the resource manually, internally to release the resource automatically. Okay, allocate the resource means like as a file or a database connection or a cloud connection closing or everything. That is a resource allocation and deallocations. Are you clear understanding? It is a keyword in Python. At the time of opening a file by using with the keyword, in that case, don't require close the file manually. Now I'm explaining one example. I'm taking as a sample 3.txt Shiva message. Don't close the file. Don't close the file. Program is executed successfully. Here, our Python 310 folder sample3 file is created, but don't writing anything. Here we cannot release the resource. Allocate the resource means to create a file object. Next one, which one? Resource releasing means to close the file object. But here we are not closing the file. Don't write anything. Empty file. File is created. Don't write anything. Because we cannot close the file. That means we cannot release the resource. We cannot release the resource. Same example. With open sample4 as a one rename I am using F1. Now observing very clearly. This program is successfully executed. Go to that location in the sample4 to write the data. In the sample4 to write the data. This is the advantage of with statement, with keyword. Okay, help of it is a which one? Keyword. We are not observing, we are not getting any that description about keywords. Okay, it is not providing any description about with statement. But the purpose of with statement is which one? To release the resources automatically. To release the resources automatically. Are you clear up to now? Tomorrow class I am explaining seek function, tell function. After that one, number of examples I am explaining tomorrow session on files. After that we will starting serialization and deserialization. Next one working with JSON and working with the CSV files. Are you clear?